more. It's Terry Henne and his Farm Show on 100.5 and 790 News Radio WSGW and online WSGW.com.
A mostly sunny good morning to you. I hope your day is going well for you, wherever you might be. Terry Henne, along with Jonathan Dent, Mr. Dent, JD, John, whatever. How you doing this morning?
Good. How are you doing?
We're staying pretty busy right now. I wish we were outside.
Oh, yeah. It's nice out there right now. We've got a temperature of 67 at the airport, 71 in Midland, and 68 here at Radio Center. It is calm winds and 29.92 barometric pressure and falling. We're approaching that high today of 77. It's going to be a nice one.
Yeah, it is. It's going to be a nice one. And we're not really going to have a lot of wind to contend with over the next couple of days. It does appear as though we're looking at kind of a damp pattern as we go through the afternoons and the early evenings. That'll be today. It'll also be tomorrow. Sunday looks a little bit more like an overall type cloudy, wet, on again, off again, not real heavy rain on Sunday. Temperatures for the most part are going to be just slightly below average, but that's it. And then as we move into later in the day on Sunday, we're beginning to see some clearing pattern that is going to be establishing itself. We'll have a temperature on Sunday night of right around 60 degrees. And then as we move into the first part of the work week next week, John, we're going to warm up just a little bit.
Oh, good.
Yeah. We're looking at 93.
Just a little bit.
For a high on Wednesday. Then we're going to settle back down. We'll probably be in the mid 80s, low 80s to finish the work week off. But next week, we're going to be broadcasting from the Saginaw Arts and Enrichment Center.
That's right.
For their Arts in the Park.
Should be pretty warm for that.
They got lots of trees.
That's good. Get some shade in there.
90 degrees under a tree is 90 degrees. I'm sorry.
Oh, yeah. Let's hope for a breeze.
Yeah, I guess so. Humidity also is a factor right now. You can just feel it. The air's becoming a little bit more saturated. And as far as humidity goes right now, we're looking at 58%. But I don't think we're really going to drop down all that much more. So if you've got any outdoor activity today up until about 3-4 o'clock, I think you ought to be safe. After that, the clouds are going to move in. Very similar to what we saw yesterday afternoon and last night. You know, a lot of folks, John, really didn't get a lot of rain out of that system, but it looked terrible.
Oh, yeah. It looked like it was going to be quite something, but yeah, I didn't have a whole lot of rain up in Standish where I'm from.
Yeah. No, and I was looking at the airport, a northwest wind after that system went through. Wind gusts of 46 miles per hour yesterday afternoon. So it was a little gusty. But as far as amounts of precipitation go, 1/10 of an inch, 1/4 of an inch, maybe 3/10. That was about it for a lot of our reporting stations. I think, at the airport, MBS, they only had 1/10 of an inch. Down in Detroit, it was about 1/4 of an inch. Port Huron had just under 3/10 of an inch there. And taking a look at the rain gauge in the back 40 out in Richville, I really didn't have much. If I had 1/10 or so, that was it. But Vassar, only 5 miles away from me, they did have 1/3 of an inch. Cass City had 2/10 of an inch. Frankenmuth had a couple tenths. Bad Axe had a couple tenths. Talked to Andy Bernia over at Crystal Hybrids. He was working in the backyard this morning. He said he had a little bit better than 1/10 of an inch out at his place. And it was beautiful. So all in all, over the past few days, we've had over 1 inch of rain, cumulative, but nothing to really mess things up. And the crops look absolutely gorgeous.
Oh, yeah.
So a little bit later on, we're going to have Stephanie Zelenko on with AgriLiquid, and we're going to be talking to her about some deficiencies possibly. We're going to look at corn.
Okay.
a little bit. So
Yeah.
that's on the docket for right now. So in a nutshell, as far as our forecast goes, we're looking for mostly sunny skies until we roll into the afternoon. Spotty clouds around, rain shower activity late, looking at a high of right around 76, 77 degrees. 77 is what's average for us this time of the year. Sun will set this evening at 9:17. We're looking for some spotty showers around. It's a 50-50 chance you're going to see a sunset tonight, but after midnight for sure, we're going to begin to see some clearing taking place. A low of right around 55, and then tomorrow, 75 degrees, sun. Clouds will be on the increase as we go through the day. Chance of a spotty shower later in the afternoon. A low pressure system over North Dakota is going to be moving into eastern Wisconsin during the day and tomorrow night. And then Sunday, as we move through, we'll have mostly cloudy skies to start. Scattered showers around, especially in the morning hours, but clearing as we go through the day. 75 for a high on Sunday, 52 for a low on Sunday night. Then rolling into the work week, we crack 80 degrees on Monday with partly cloudy skies, showers late and into the evening hours. Tuesday, right now, partly cloudy skies, 88 at least. On Wednesday, sunshine. Chance of some showers later in the afternoon and the evening on Wednesday, 93. Will only drop down to about 72 for a low on Wednesday night. Sunshine on Thursday, middle 80s. Long range, John, to take us through the 23rd. Temperatures will be above for this time of the year. Precipitation values to be below. So a little bit of a break as far as the moisture pattern goes, but temperature is going to rev up. So for all those folks that were wanting, give me some warmer temperatures, I think we can accommodate next week.
Warmer temperatures and drying off a little bit.
Just a little bit.
Just a bit.
Yep, I get it. Looking for the tomatoes. Get them in the ground, and let's get moving on those.
Oh yeah.
Strawberries, incidentally, are starting now. So at your favorite picking spot or your favorite roadside stand, might be a good idea to double check with the owners of those and see when the strawberries, if they have strawberries, fresh strawberries, when they're going to be available, because they're looking pretty good and they've had good moisture and not a lot of stress. So we should be in pretty good shape.
Good news.
Yep. More on the weather as we go through the broadcast. Cody Harris standing by at Star of the West. We'll be talking to him in a moment. But before we do all of that, we want to remind you the weather forecast brought to you by the folks at Nutrient Ag Solutions.
Nutrient Ag Solutions has the local expertise to recommend the corn, soybean, and other seed products that are the best fit for your field. Plus, unparalleled agronomic support with products and services to unlock yield potential and improve crop performance from planting to harvest. Ask about our financing options to help you get more from every acre and lead the field. Visit your local Nutrient Ag Solutions branch or go to nutrientagsolutions.com.
Say, do you want to unlock the secret to higher yields? If you're applying dry fertilizer, the key to better yield potential is Titan XC. Titan XC is a fertilizer biocatalyst that unlocks and releases the bound-up nutrients in granular fertilizer, promoting better root uptake and plant growth. Drive performance this season and beyond. Release more nutrition. Expect better results with Titan XC. For more information, visit lpi.ag/unlock or contact your Nutrient Ag Solutions crop consultant today. Farm Service brought to you today by the folks at Ed Raymond & Sons. Quality clothing and shoes since 1919. Looking for Carhartts, Red Wing shoes and boots, Stormy Cromer accessories? Look to Ed Raymond & Sons, celebrating more than 100 years at 151 West Broad Street in Chesaning. They're open 7 days.
All right, Terry, let's head over to Star of the West where Cody Harris is standing by. Cody, how are you today?
We're doing well this morning. How are you guys doing today?
Hey, we're doing fantastic, Cody. What do you think? Here it's Friday. What's the week looked like to you?
Well, I mean, we look at the wheat here in our area. I mean, we're looking pretty darn good here. We took a little trip around the countryside here on the Saginaw Valley area yesterday and the day before. Wheat looks really good. It's headed out pretty nicely. There's still a splash of rain we got here this week, in addition to the sun and the heat that we're getting kind of carrying the weekend, kind of setting up pretty good for our wheat crop. Wheat looks very good right now. As we move forward, like I said, kind of that, second week of July 11th time frame should be, what we're predicting, maybe start seeing some harvest rolling in our neck of the woods.
Now, do we have a report coming out today?
We do. We have a USDA, the June report, the WASI report, World Agricultural Supply and Demand estimates, coming out at noon our time today. Definitely seems like that's what the markets are looking at here right now. As we're kind of, it looks like there's some risk being taken off the board. We're kind of down across all commodities here this morning. Looking at everything, the weight sits right now. We got cash wheat that's down 10 at the moment, 10.26 on the white, 9.76 on the red. Looking at new crop wheat, that's down 10 as well, 10.31 on the white, 9.81 on the red. Looking at cash corn, that's down 2 at 7.06. New crop corn is also down 2 at 6.60. Looking over at soybeans, cash soybeans are down 20 at 17.09, and new crop soybeans are down 19 at 14.98.
But all in all, it had been a pretty strong week for the corn and the soybeans, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, I would say we started off pretty good on Monday. All grains were up across the board on Monday. Wheat definitely started taking on the chin. It seems like we've just been eating away at that big gain on Monday. But like I said, corn soybeans have been pretty steady. Like I said yesterday, soybeans were up by almost 30 cents. Corn was up 8 cents. So it's been a pretty steady week for corn and soybeans, like you were saying, throughout the week. And like I said, we got a little bit of, I think, risk being taken off the board ahead of this report. But overall, it's been pretty steady for corn and soys, and wheat's definitely the one that's been taken on the chin the last few days.
Any different factors that involve the prices over the past week, or has it just been the same old scenario all over again? Ukraine, South America, things like that.
Those are definitely affecting the market still here today, Terry. I will say, I think, maybe we're seeing a little bit of exaggeration on the downward trend, especially in soybeans, maybe due to, let me see right here, I believe the CPI, the Consumer Price Index, came out here today, the estimate, and that came in, inflation was higher than expected, and a lot of traders, it's got kind of the whole, I would say, financial sector kind of a little weaker here this morning. You're definitely seeing that pull down on the commodities here today as we kind of go into the report. And then in addition, I think we talked earlier this week, there's some talks of maybe Russia letting Ukraine ship some shipments out of that region. It seems like today maybe those talks have stalled. It looks like, or at least it seems that that little kind of pipeline that they were maybe going to try to put in a little shipping corridor, that definitely seems a little less of an opportunity or chance that that's going to happen, which may seem a little softness here this morning as well. But other than that, you're right. It's kind of the Ukraine-Russia situation, South American weather, and this report's definitely what the market's looking at here this morning.
Cody, thanks a lot. Have a good one.
Yeah, you as well. Thank you.
You bet. You bet. We'll slide over to Oppenheimer with Doug Klein. Our market report is brought to you by who, John?
Schaefer and Beerline. Are you looking for a new commercial truck or van? It's spring Ram commercial truck season at Schaefer and Beerline. They are the Great Lakes Bay Area's certified ag dealer. Schaefer and Beerline has been around since 1852, and they know trucks and vans. Buy with confidence from a dealer where family and service sells cars, and that dealer is Schaefer and Beerline in Frankenmuth. This end of the week market report also brought to you by Thumb Bank, serving agriculture for over 125 years. 2 locations in Bay City, also Cass City, Caseville, Pigeon, and Bad Axe. Thumb Bank, where relationships are built on trust. Now let's head over to Oppenheimer, where Doug Klein is awaiting our call. Doug, how are you?
I'm doing good. How y'all doing?
Hey, we're doing just fine. How you all doing?
I'm just watching red.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
I was hoping for some good news today.
Isn't there a white flag?
Oh, my. I surrender. If there is, I'm waving it.
Yeah.
I absolutely surrender. The dollar's higher today. Inflation came in. Year over year inflation was the worst since 1981. So now Biden has one more fan in his corner. His name is Jimmy Carter. He's making Jimmy look like a real genius from this point on.
Well, Jimmy was. He had beer.
Yeah, him and Billy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. We can't talk about that. I just can't. Can't do it. I can't. Here's your numbers. July corn, 7.69 1/4, down 3 3/4. The December corn is 7.14 3/4, down 2. And September of 23 corn is 6.64 1/2, down 4 1/2. July soybeans, 17.46, down 23 cents. The November soybeans, 15.61, down 21 1/4. And November of 23 soybeans, 14.11, down 18 1/2. July wheat is 10.60 1/4, down 11 cents. December wheat is 10.85 3/4, down 11.5, and July of 23 wheat is 10.80 down 12 3/4. Crude oil, well, there's a little bit on the bright side, but $2 is a start. That's all I'm going to say. 119.58 down $2. The heating oil is 433.84 down 6.5 cents. Gasoline is 415.71 down 12 cents. Natural gas 870.5 down 25 3/4 cents. Canadian dollar, U.S. dollar gets you 127.93 at the border. That's up 97 ticks. The dollar gets you 134.20 yen. That's down 13 ticks. The euro's at 105.16, down 98 ticks. The dollar's at 104.20, up 98 ticks. Gold's at 18.60.40, up $11.60. Silver's 21.84, down up 2.5 cents. And platinum's at 966.90, down $9.
Well, you have a nice weekend. Freshen up a little bit. We'll try it on Monday, okay?
No, I gotta get some new material.
So does somebody else, I want you to know. Take care, Doug.
Okay, yeah, me too.
All right. Johnny brings up a pretty good point. Enough is enough. Huh?
Oh, yeah.
Wow, this has been something else. We're going to take a break, and then who do we have on the line?
We've got Stephanie Zelenko with AgriLiquid coming up next.
All righty. But first, these notes.
How do you make the most of your mow? Depends on who you ask. For Rodney, he does it with a versatile John Deere X350 lawn tractor because, as he puts it,
this lawn brings me such joy when I see it. It's a great place to do Tai Chi.
With features like one-touch mulch control and a comfortable operator station, Rodney steers his way to a job well done. Then he can work on his
mind, body, and well-being. This is my Zen time.
Plus, with his 42-inch Excel Deep mower deck that adjusts to a variety of heights, it's easy for Rodney to
see stripes. I am definitely a lines guy. I've been working on this for 18 years.
Rodney makes the most of his mow because his lawn is
a happy place.
There are millions of ways to make the most of your mow. How will you make the most of yours? Nothing runs like a Deere.
Contact one of Tri-County Equipment's 11 locations in Bad Axe, Birch Run, Burton, Caro, Fenton, Lapeer, Marlette, Reese, Rochester Hills, Saginaw, or Sandusky, or visit Tri-County Equipment online at tricountyequipment.com.
You ever think about how the best stuff always comes last? Like dessert, and championships, and weekends. Why do we have to wait so long for the things we love? Is this a conspiracy? At least farmers who use Sharp and herbicide as a harvest aid can skip to the best part of their season. The fastest dry down and desiccation means they get to a smooth harvest sooner. BASF, we create chemistry. Always read and follow label directions.
Terry Henne along with Jonathan Dent. Jonathan, Stephanie on the line with us right now?
Yes, she is. Stephanie, how are you today?
I'm good, thank you.
Great. Stephanie, let's talk a little bit about that absolutely gorgeous looking corn out there.
We have beautiful corn this year. We had great planting conditions across most of the state that we have nice even emergence. We have, nice growing corn. It's about V3 to V6 is about where I'm seeing things right now in the fields that I've walked. So that means our next step, if you have not put your full nitrogen program out, now is, that time to start looking at those applications.
Okay. Knee high by the 4th of July. Now, I don't know if that's my knee or Jonathan's knee. There's quite a difference. John, how tall are you, John?
6'5".
Okay,
wow.
John is 6'5". You think we'll be knee high by the 4th of July, Jonathan Dent style?
Let's hope so.
I believe we will. Yep, I think we'll be beyond knee high. Last few years, we've made it, probably last 10 years, I think, past knee high by 4th of July. So for sure, by then, we need to get those nitrogen applications out and anything else that we see for in season.
I was actually thinking about that. I was looking at the report as compared to last year. How are we compared to last year? Because I know it was really warm early last year, which was good for corn.
I do think we're a little bit behind where we were last year just because our planting was delayed a little bit. But the plus side is, for the most part, we've had some pretty good moisture across the area and some good temperatures. So corn catches up fast.
Oh, yeah.
We can get a lot of additional leaf and growth stages there with this nice warm weather we've been having.
I'm seeing dry beans down the row. I'm seeing soybeans down the row. How far behind are we on the soys? I mean, they're looking good.
They are looking good. It matters, the area you're in. We're at, the first couple trifoliates in my area. I have seen some that are much smaller, and so I think they're all over the board. But the nice thing about soybeans is they are daylight dependent. So they're just going to keep growing until our days start getting shorter again here at the end of the month. So that's going to trigger them to start that reproductive stage and start getting flowers. So as much growth as we can get now before we hit the end of the month, the better off we're going to be.
Anything in particular we should be keeping our eye on as far as the soys go?
Soybeans, we need to watch for manganese is probably our number one deficiency across the state. Potassium would be a close second. So if we start seeing any of that yellowing come on that new growth of those plants, we need to make sure we're going out there with our post-emergence herbicides and adding some additional nutrition with that.
All right, Stephanie, thank you very much for joining us today. Have a good one.
You're welcome.
Take care, Stephanie. We'll be back with more, but first this.
Now that your crop is finally in the ground, make it thrive and stay healthy with the help of Morgan Composting's Dairy Dew liquids. Save time and money with fewer passes over the field by incorporating Dairy Dew foliar sprays along with your herbicide or fungicide. Dairy Dew liquids feature fulvic acid that helps the nutrient uptake and increases the efficiency of any fertilizer you put down this spring. Kelp acts like vitamin C for your plants, so they're more resistant to stress and provides greater immunity to disease. And Dairy Dew liquids offer both conventional and organic options, like AgroThrive's Clean Liquid Fish, Kelpful, and so much more. Need more information? Morgan Composting has soil health experts that can answer your questions and suggest the right liquid blend for your crop. Give your crop the boost it needs. Make up for lost time this spring. Dairy Dew will work for you in 2022. Visit dairydew.com today.
Dairy Dew. Looking for a career where every day is different? Got a knack for working on farm equipment? We're looking to grow our team. Hudson Inc., your local John Deere dealer, is responsible for keeping farmers of America running. Honest, dependable, and self-reliant mechanical technicians is who we are looking for. Hudson provides continuing education, tool allowances, and benefits. If you're interested in becoming a part of the Hudson team, go online and search Hudson Inc. Careers for more information.
We're back, and now Chuck Cervinski joins us from Maple Hill Nursery. Chuck, it's starting to get warmer out there, and we're seeing a little bit more rain. What's that doing for our landscaping outside?
Well, we've had some warm temperatures and then some cooling, but we're still a little bit behind on rain, and we're starting to see a little bit of stress put on some of our newly planted landscape plants that we planted both this spring and last fall. And even though we've had some rain, it's not enough to keep those new plantings sustainable. And it's imperative that we keep plants watered on a regular basis. A good rule of thumb right now is to water every other day and just keep them moist. It's real important to keep the root systems moist to maintain good vigor in your plants, as well as prevent any kind of root damage later on. A sprinkler system is normally adequate, but this year you really need to get out there with a hose and water at the base of the root system. And when you do that, the chance for evaporation is minimal, and it's best to water in the early morning hours to ensure that that foliage dries off rapidly to minimize any disease potential that you might get on the leaves.
Let's talk a little bit about the lawn, Chuck. What in particular should we be doing right now?
You know, most of the lawns in our area consist of cool season grasses, a lot of fescues and perennial rye. A lawn needs about an inch of water per week. And the grass will grow a lot better if you can keep it watered. And if you don't, it's going to struggle and go dormant, which we don't want to have happen. I mean, it won't kill it, but it'll just make it look bad the rest of the year. It's best to water the lawn in the early morning hours, again, to avoid evaporation, and it's also going to ensure that the grass dries off quick in order to minimize diseases in the lawn.
Chuck Cervinski, Maple Hill Nursery over in Midland. You have a great weekend, okay? Hey, what are your hours on the weekend right now, Chuck?
We're here Saturdays, 8 until 4, and Sundays, noon until 4.
Fantastic. Thanks a lot, Chuck. Have a good one.
You too.
All right. Chuck Cervinski with Maple Hill Nursery.
The versatile Kubota B Series is a do-it-all tractor. Run powerful attachments that can be easily switched out. It features a hydrostatic transmission and is simple to maintain. The Kubota B Series. It makes the hard work look easy. Talk to your local Kubota dealer today to schedule a demo. Built upon a solid foundation of cast iron and steel, the Kubota L Series is part of our under 100 horsepower tractor lineup rated #1 for reliability. They feature powerful Kubota diesel engines and easy operation. The durable Kubota L Series. Talk to your local Kubota dealer today to schedule a demo. Go to KubotaUSA.com for full disclaimer.
See Kim Weiss at Lingle Equipment, 3001 Sawyer Drive along I-75 at the M81 Carroll exit just south of the Zilwaukee Bridge, Saginaw. Call Kim today at 989-754-7801 or email at k.weiss@lingle1.com.
That'll do it for today's program. Be sure to get out there and enjoy the warm weather before it gets hot and humid next week. We'll be back with more at the bottom of the hour, 12:30, with a market update. But for now, let's end our program with the playing of our national anthem.
From the Premier Kitchen and Bath Gallery Studios, WSGW, Saginaw, Bay City, Midland, WSGW-FM